Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's Late Edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, Anchors Lisa Sugar, and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's Late Edition News at 10.
Welcome to WYLN's Late Edition for Friday, July 26, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Tonight, details on an event hosted by the Luzerne County Historical Society that's happening this weekend. And it is still summer, but retailers are already gearing up for back to school. In sports, Beth Mensinger has an inspiring story on a veteran who never gives up and has the medals to prove it. And meteorologist Scott Stuccio is in for Joe Garbacek tonight, and we'll have your weekend forecast. But first, Late Edition's look at tonight's top stories. A school bus carrying students from the Hazleton YMCA summer camp program was involved in an accident this morning on Interstate 81. Our Gary Perna has more.
It was supposed to be a fun day for over 50 kids from the Hazleton YMCA summer camp program. They loaded up on 2 school buses to head to a swimming pool in the Pottsville area. But on the way down to Pottsville, the bus was in an accident.
Reporting a tractor trailer versus a bus with injuries. How much and how many kids were on the bus initially. McAdoo units did arrive on the scene, one of their portables, and confirmed it was in Hazel Township, Luzerne County, at 140-mile marker by the Hall Bridge. Units continued in from all counties. We activated the mass casualty system through Luzerne County. They notified the regional hospitals, and we dispatched multiple units from Carbon, Schuylkill, and Luzerne County.
There were 2 school buses loaded with children from the Hazleton YMCA en route to a day of swimming down in the Pottsville area. As those vehicles proceeded south on 81, they encountered traffic, came to a slowdown due to some construction taking place in the Schuylkill County area along the interstate. As that occurred, the school bus began to slow, and the operator of a tractor trailer who was following that school bus, one of the 2 school buses, struck the rear end of that vehicle.
All the students that were participating today in the camp program were brought here to Hazleton General Hospital from the emergency scene. Even if they didn't need to be treated by EMS, they were evaluated just for precaution.
I'm happy to report that all the patients that have been brought in have been seen and treated. Those who it was appropriate to have them discharged have been discharged, and those who that it's prudent for them to continue to receive care are receiving care. We were very fortunate that we were able to bring the resources necessary to be able to provide prompt care to these patients. We not only had the emergency department officials, but the other providers on our staff, including surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, a pediatric neurologist, pediatricians, ear, nose, and throat. We had a whole host of other physicians who responded to this incident and really made a big difference today for us. Caregivers here did a great job, so we're very proud of what we did, and the patients are receiving outstanding care.
The hospital has released these numbers. From the first bus that was involved in the accident, 26 kids were checked out. 11 were seen in the emergency room. 1 camp counselor was flown to Lehigh Valley Hospital from Hazleton General. And 28 students who were on the second bus were taken to Hazleton General Hospital and placed in a staging room until their parents were notified to have them picked up. CEO of the Hazleton YMCA, Sue Farley, is grateful that every kid was accounted for and is safe.
As I said, the EMS, police, fire were wonderful, and the hospital staff was fantastic, really coordinated, got the kids in where they needed to be, separated the children who were on the second bus and were not injured or involved in the accident at all, and we were able to then release them to their parents after the proper procedure for releasing the child.
Interstate 81 South was closed for a time. It is unclear who or what caused the accident. 3 vehicles were involved, a black car, the bus, and a tractor trailer. So far, we do not know if any charges would or could be filed in this accident. Interstate 81 southbound has since reopened in Hazel Township. Reporting for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Hazelton's Illegal Immigration Relief Act is unconstitutional. That's what the Third Circuit Court of Appeals ruled today. The 72-page ruling came in about 3:30 this afternoon. It upheld its own earlier overturning of the law, saying the city has crossed into an area that is exclusively the federal government's. When it tried to tackle immigration a few years ago, the Third Circuit had upheld Judge James Munley's overturning of the law. The city appealed to the federal Supreme Court. It remanded the case back to the Third Circuit. The city can again appeal to the Supreme Court. At this point, it hasn't said whether it will. City Council adopted IIRA in 2006. It's been in court since and has never been enforced. The search for a man missing in Beltsville State Park has been called off. This morning, personnel at the park told us that the search had been called off. Yesterday, authorities labeled the search a recovery rather than a rescue. The man has not been identified, though they say his family has been notified. He says to have been in his mid-50s and from the area. He fell overboard from a fishing boat about daybreak on Monday. A Hazelton man who's been missing for over 2 years has been found alive and well. In 2011, city police searched the South Wyoming Street apartment in which James Rubino lived after he'd been reported missing. Police had been investigating the reports of foul play. There's been blood found in his apartment and signs of what police believe to be an altercation. This is video from the January 2011 search of Rubino's living space, but Assistant Luzerne County District Attorney Sam Sangladoce says officials in Virginia have located a man believed to be Rubino, that he's fine and staying in Virginia. Many residents in Banks Township are speaking out about the conditions of their roads in the township. Even though yesterday's supervisors meeting didn't happen, residents still wanted to make a point that they want their roads fixed immediately. Over the past few months, supervisors have been discussing purchasing the former Capriotti's building in Tresco for a new municipal building. Residents we spoke with believe the money could be used for more important things.
I do not want it to be spent on a dead horse building because nobody wants the building. We don't need the building. We need our roads fixed. I mean, we have potholes galore. We need other things done in this town. We could get a police officer from another borough on weekends because it's terrible here between the quads and the fireworks. I mean, they're not regular fireworks. They're M80s or whatever you want to call them. It's bad.
We have craters in our roads. We have no playground to speak of. And these are things that are far more important. And I just think myself personally, there are much better ways to spend these funds.
Some residents even went painting orange circles around the potholes and writing the words "Fill us" with arrows pointing to them. Residents tell us they will continue to bring up these issues with the township until they are fixed. The Huber Breaker appears headed for demolition. The old breaker in Ashley is owned by Number One Contracting. It's deeply in debt. It has reached a deal with creditors to sell the mineral rights under the building as well as the land and the break itself. Anyone who buys it would be free to tear it down and sell it for scrap. The deal was reached in federal bankruptcy court in Wilkes-Barre. The sale will pay off taxes and cover a fraction of millions of dollars in debts owed. The breaker, which opened in 1939, has been shut down since the late 70s. It was once the center of production for blue coal, a once renowned name in anthracite. The Huber Breaker Preservation Society was created in the intent of saving it, but has pretty much given up the fight. It had a monument erected in honor of those who worked there last year. Police in Hazelton need your help tonight in locating a 73-year-old female. Her name is Elizabeth Smith. She is described as 5 feet 3 inches tall to 5 feet 6 inches in height, thin build, 110 pounds, gray hair, blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a black North Face jacket, a yellow V-neck t-shirt, blue jeans, and blue sneakers. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call the Hazelton Police Department at 459-4940 or 911. A Hazelton man convicted of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting death of another man in August 2009 has asked for his guns back. 26-year-old Johan Poulos was convicted in 2011 of shooting and killing one man and injuring another at the now-closed Club 570, the former Club 40. He was sentenced to 2.5 years to 5 years in jail. He's now completed that sentence. His attorney, Joseph Sklorowski Sr., filed court papers asking his personal items be returned, including his license to carry guns. County Judge Tina Polachek-Gartney scheduled a September 30th hearing to consider the request. The North Schuylkill School Board has distanced itself from the comments and actions of member Mark Kessler, who's also the Gilberton police chief. His YouTube video caused a stir locally and nationally. The board issued a warrant statement saying it neither condemned nor agreed with his sentiments, adding Kessler's opinions are, quote, his and his alone. The one-paragraph statement stated that the board or district will not make any more comments and referred questions to Kessler and his attorney. Times Leader Executive Director Joe Buckowitz has resigned. The resignation takes effect on Labor Day. He referred to changes in physical product which he was not satisfied with, and he said he didn't feel as though he had enough control over the finished product, but Buckowitz had been the TL since 1983 in a variety of capacities. The physical changes have to do with a change in the fonts in the paper uses. The TL was recently purchased by Civius Media from Richard Connor. 96 young campers graduated today from the 27th annual Camp Cadet hosted by Troop N in Hazleton. Graduation was held at Penn State Hazleton. Over the course of this past week, cadets learned the ins and outs of what it's like to be a state trooper. WYLN stopped by yesterday as cadets experienced a mock crash and saw how police, fire, and EMS responders work together. We spoke with 3 graduates this evening about their experiences this week.
It feels good to make it to graduation because they push you so hard so you can get here, and they just work you and make sure that you make it to this point.
And you learned a lot during this experience.
Yes, I did learn a lot.
What were some of the things that you did learn that you'll remember probably for the rest of your life?
I learned that no matter what, you have to stick together and be a team, because without teamwork, you can't accomplish anything.
It feels good. It feels really good. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication and teamwork, just stick in
And you learned a lot during this experience, I'm sure, that you'll take away. What was one of the biggest things you learned?
Never leave anybody behind. You will push the ground until your biceps are as big as your head.
It was really hard. They push you really hard, and you have to work as a team, and you can't leave anybody behind.
What was the biggest thing that you learned?
Teamwork, pushing yourself, and never giving up, ever. It's not easy, but you have to push through the pain.
For more information on future Camp Cadets in your area, you may log on to www.psp.state.pa.us. The historic Strand Theater in McAdoo was the site of another event in honor of little Madison Arner. She's the 7-year-old girl who was tragically killed in a fire about a month ago. John Shigo owns the Strand.
We're raising money by having regular skating. All the admissions 100% going to the family. We also have a bounce house here that's behind me. There are also tricky trays available. Food, cotton candy, snow cones, waffles and ice cream, and just a whole bunch of items that are fun for not only the adults to partake in, but also a good way for the kids to actually help raise money as well.
The event was done in conjunction with the Girl Scouts, which Shigo says was fitting.
Madison was a Girl Scout, so that's why the Girl Scouts got together with me. Both groups wanted to do something, so we figured to do something together, make it bigger, better, best thing that we could do, and just have a very nice fundraiser.
In addition to the things Shigo mentioned, the McAdoo Fire Company was giving demonstrations.
The message we had here for the kids this evening is we want to make sure that they had smoke detectors, carbon monoxide alarms, not playing with matches and not overloading electrical circuits in their home. We wanted to just give the kids a quick talk on it and just try to keep hitting the reminder. Our big thing that we're going to be having a big push is making sure people have smoke detectors, people have carbon monoxide alarms, and we think it's very important that we hit these children at this young age.
The event started late this afternoon and wrapped up not long ago. The 42nd annual Men of Marion Picnic kicked off tonight. It runs at the school in Hometown through Sunday. Tom Gerhard is the Men of Marion president.
We have a huge flea market in at the gym, all kind of food. The entertainment tomorrow night, we have Still Kickin'. They are coming in. Sunday night we have Remember When Oldies Band. They usually bring a really big crowd. A lot of things going on tonight under the big tent. We have 50-50s. We have a moonwalk for the kids. We have a Chinese auction, and like I said, the flea market. We have a Men of Marion ticket, summer festival ticket, 8 different prizes totaling $1,000 in cash.
There's also a golf tournament and basketball contest. The picnic is Marion's second biggest fundraiser of the year, usually raising about $16,000. Men of Marion has 500 members. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Scott Stuccio in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Scott, will these cooler temperatures continue throughout this weekend?
Yeah, I got one more night of it, and we got a little bit of warmth and humidity briefly coming back for part of the weekend. But yeah, the cool weather is going to return. Take a look at these temperatures that are ongoing now. It's already dipped into the 50s at Mount Pocono, just about ready to go below the 60-degree mark here in Hazleton. Some warmer air out to the west. You see Pittsburgh still around 71. That is the humidity and warmth coming our way. We'll talk about that, and part of this last weekend of July is going to be damp. We'll have more on the forecast next on the Late Edition.
SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, their Power Buys promotion is back. When they buy right, you save more. Don't miss the savings.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
Off the Beaten Path is a half-hour program that showcases interesting and unique people, places, and things in Pennsylvania. Hosted by Jeff Bonomo, Brian Bromley, and Ken Cara, Off the Beaten Path is fast-paced, light-hearted, and sometimes even downright funny. Each show, we travel to many destinations in Pennsylvania, including restaurants, events, unique landmarks, and we talk with interesting people. So come with us off the Beaten Path.
Welcome back, everybody. Scott Stuccio here for Joe Garbaczyk on this beautiful Friday night, the last one of July. The 7-day outlook coming up in a little while includes a little bit of what we have now, a little bit of rain, a little bit of humidity, a little bit of everything as we go through it. Robert Stevens, Face and Body, bringing us our evening weather almanac. The high got to 79 degrees today. That was just after 5 o'clock. It was right around 77 3 different times this afternoon. It warmed up once again. Just a beauty. 82 and 61 are the averages. The records are 94 and 47. Sunrise tomorrow is 5:55 and sundown is at 8:26. Our Lehigh Tire live conditions. 64 outside the studio here. We showed you Mount Pocono already into the 50s, and I think we're going to be dropping there very quickly here too. Dew point down to 51. Low humidity. Air pressure pretty steady and very little, if any, wind out there now. And the clouds that were in eastern Pennsylvania earlier today also breaking up and leaving. You can see them gone already here. Clear skies everywhere. It'll be a nice moonlit night out there. Out to the west, though, some clouds are rolling in. These are at the high levels of the atmosphere, and those are the kind that signify warming. And that's what we will get tomorrow. You can probably add about 5 or 6 degrees onto the temperature that you saw today in your backyard. They are part of a warm front that's attached to this next storm system. That'll start to get us here with some rain and thunderstorms tomorrow, starting about, I'd say about noon out here in central Pennsylvania, but for Hazleton, points eastward, probably not until after 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then into the evening and nighttime because of this system right here. This is strengthening as it approaches us. So this thunderstorms that do develop in this atmosphere this weekend, any one of them could turn severe. Some briefly gusty winds, some heavy downpours, and some frequent lightning. Maybe even a little small hail in some spots because of how cool the upper atmosphere is going to be behind this storm system. Behind it is going to cool down. This part of the country, 10 to 15 degrees below par in terms of temperature. That's what we will see, about 5 to 10 below below average in the early part of next week after that system brings us this weekend rain. Cooling to the 50s everywhere by tomorrow morning, except in the valley cities, may stop right around the 60-degree mark. Tropical storm Dorian is going to be moving continued west-northwestward. The winds have weakened, and this is not forecast to become a hurricane anytime soon. In fact, all the way through the 72 to 96-hour period. Certainly some good news for all of us. All right, our 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys. 70s on the mountaintops are done. 80s everywhere tomorrow. Showers and storms and more humid. Some fog tomorrow night in spots after the areas of rain do come. 60s for the low, 75 for Sunday with a chance for showers and storms during the day. I think it'll start to clear late day and cool down. Monday and Tuesday look pretty good. Can't rule out a Monday shower north of Hazleton. And as we go to the middle of the week and into August, we will start to see the warm-up once again. Time for our evening lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily 307 is 2900. Our quinto is 22088. And the cash 5 numbers this evening, 3, 10, 23, 32, and 33. We'll have another recap of the weather later. Right now, Miss Ann Gownley, it's all yours.
Thank you, Scott. Coming up next, our LA Tyrone will sit down with Mark Rossetti to talk about an exciting event this weekend for the Luzerne County Historical Society. Stay right here. More Late Edition is coming your way only on WYLN. All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
You work hard at fundraising events for your organization. What better way to raise awareness to your cause than to wear a custom embroidered or screen printed shirt from CTC Apparel Plus. CTC makes it easy to create t-shirts that get your message out. Not only do we have packages at different levels that are affordable, but the t-shirts will be name brand, stylish, and comfortable. All it takes is a minimum of 25 shirts to start promoting. There are no setup fees or deposits required. Call CTC today at 570-454-3754.
The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce welcomes all vendors and crafters to participate in the downtown Hazleton Farmers Market beginning Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 20 West Broad Street. To become a vendor, call 570-455-1509 or email info@hazletonchamber.org. WYLN TV 35 is looking to hire a highly motivated, energetic salesperson for the Hazleton and surrounding areas. We offer a competitive salary and benefits package. Call 956-5772.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Explore the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
And welcome back to Late Edition. I'm joined by Mark Rossetti of the Luzerne County Historical Society. And Mark, when we say the Historical Society, we generally tend to think of things going on at the Swetland Mansion in Wyoming. Yes. Not this weekend. You got a different location and an unusual event.
Yes, we're actually trying something a little different this month. We're going to be at the Hollenbach Cemetery in Wilkes-Barre. It's right on River Street across from General Hospital.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing a Civil War-themed tour of the cemetery. Not a lot of people know that there are quite a few Civil War veterans buried in Hollenbach. It's one of the largest non-battlefield cemeteries for that. There's actually 2 Medal of Honor winners there. And we're going to try to tap into the 150th anniversary of Gettysburg and really put a new spin on the cemetery. I mean, a lot of people know it's there, but they don't know a lot about what's in it.
Well, let's talk about the two Medal of Honor winners there. And if you're familiar with the Wyoming Valley, you'll recognize these names as streets, and this is after whom they're named, right? Yes. Beaumont is one?
Yes. Lieutenant Colonel Eugene Beaumont was one. He commanded the 4th U.S. Cavalry, received Medal of Honor for the Battle of Harpeth's River in Tennessee in 1864. And he actually married into the Rudder family. He married Margaret Rudder, and his brother-in-law, James May Rudder, who Rudder Ave in Kingston.
I was going to say, that's Rudder Avenue in Kingston, right?
Is named after. He also won a Medal of Honor. And shameless plug, if you want to see both those Medal of Honors, we do have them in our museum, currently on display. But in addition to that, we also are going to be having someone, I'll be portraying Colonel Beaumont during this tour, but we'll have one of our board members will be training Colonel E.L. Dana, who was an artillery commander at the Battle of Gettysburg, and before the war actually founded the Historical Society. So he was a great philanthropist in the valley as well.
And that's if you think of Dana Street in Wilkes-Barre. This is after whom the street was named.
Correct.
So when you think of historical cemetery tours, because there are some, you get a tour guide who'll point them out and everything.
Yes.
You're not doing this. You're actually playing Beaumont, and Tony Brooks is actually going to play Dana. So is this going to be like a press conference of the period?
Sort of. Tony Brooks is going to sort of act as the moderator. One of our board members is going to play Dana. Tony's going to take you through the cemetery, point out several other graves where we don't have reenactors. The Butler brothers, for instance, there were 2 brothers from Wilkes-Barre. One fought for the Confederacy, one fought for the Union. He'll explain that, but then when you get to...
interesting enough that a guy from Wilkes-Barre, you're not right near the Mason-Dixon line, decided to fight for the Confederacy.
He went down to Mississippi and enlisted, and it was strategically removed from his obituary. He died during the war.
Course.
But when you get to myself and when you get to Colonel Dana, Tony has a few questions that he has prepared that he's going to ask, and then afterwards we're going to open it for questions for the tour group. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask a Civil War commander, now's your chance.
And not necessarily just about Beaumont or Dana. Like you said, there are a lot of Civil War veterans buried in the Hollenbach Cemetery.
Correct.
The Hollenbach Cemetery as a whole, it's big. I mean, it's not huge, but it's pretty big. But there are, if you walk through there, you see a lot of names that we're very familiar with.
Yes.
Butlers and Cunninghams and those kinds of people.
Well, a lot of the graves in there were from the original city cemetery, which was where City Hall is today. And then once that filled up...
I knew that.
Yes. Yes, it went from being a cemetery to something much scarier. But that's neither here nor there. But the bodies were then later exhumed in the 1850s and were brought over to Hollenbach, where they are now. So that's why you see a lot of the graves from the 1790s, from the turn of the century, because they originally where City Hall was now.
Oh, and City Hall, I think, was built, about 1890, 1891, something like that?
Yes, give or take.
Yeah. All right, we got about a minute and a half left, and I would be remiss if I did not ask you about the latest additions to your collection. And that is, many of us watched in horror this week, and we knew it was coming, but hated it, as the Hotel Sterling was torn down, or is being torn down. You have the marquee that looked out over River Street since 1897, right?
We do. We also have the granite pillars that surrounded the front door on River Street, as well as a lot of the urns and the architectural sort of battlements and buttresses, pieces from the roof and from the sides. So a lot of our architectural history of the building, architectural quality of the building, we do have. It's now at the Sweatland Homestead in Wyoming. And hopefully, if 5-10 years down the road, if we build a new museum building, they will be incorporated into it. We also have several pictures and postcards from the Sterling throughout its entire history. Going back, we have the original design of it when it was still going to be the Hotel Algonquin.
Yeah, and it was built around the old music hall that was there. That's
Yes.
how I think that's why it has the skyline or the skylight that was as big as it.
So we have those drawings all the way up to photographs that were just taken a week or two ago by some of our volunteers, sort of the last photograph type of deal. So we did
what I was doing last Sunday afternoon. As a matter of fact, I was in the
a lot of people were. So we did manage to preserve some of it. And then in June, this past June, we had our 3rd annual countywide historical conference. We got 18 small historical societies from throughout the county together, and we made a list of the 10 most endangered historic sites in the county.
And I'm afraid to hear what number 2 and number 3 are, but I think I know.
Well, number 2 is the Iram Temple, and number 3 is the train station on Pennsylvania Ave.
Right.
So, hopefully, the Sterling, like you said, we kind of knew was coming. It's still sad, but we did manage to preserve some of it. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, and you got 2 locations. You have the Swetland Homestead on Route 11, and then you're on Franklin Street downtown.
Yes, and we also have the Dennison House on Dennison Street in 44 as well. And we're open Tuesday through Saturday, noon to 4, so come down and see us. We're in the phone book.
And one more time, the Hollenbeck Cemetery tour.
11 a.m. and 1 p.m. We have 2 tours. You can just show up. Reservations are not required. $7 for members of society, $10 for non-members, and it'll last about an hour and a half or so.
All right. One other quick thing. I haven't said this publicly before, but I was very honored this week. I was voted on to the board of directors of the Greater Hazelton Historical
congratulations.
Society. All right, when we come back, Beth has sports. Stay here. It's Late Edition on WYLN.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers. Be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, announcing how everybody can make the Grand Central connection with the grand opening of our 2nd location on Route 93 across from Berger Family Dealerships. During our grand opening celebration, take part in our weekly $300 Hazel Park gift certificate giveaway. Grand opening price is up to 50% off, free delivery, and up to 36 months interest-free financing. And remember, shop Grand Central, where your house becomes a home.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. Several months ago, I said that conservatives in northeastern Pennsylvania better step up and develop more political blogs and websites to keep up with the well-known liberal ones. Well, my guest this week did just that. Bob Zaruta, the editor of the new political website Inside the Gulch, joins me this week on The Storm, only on WYLN.
While the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia is still a few months away, a World War II veteran from our area got a bit of a head start on those athletes last week in Tampa Bay during the 33rd Annual Veterans Wheelchair Games. Years ago, Doris Merrill worked in naval intelligence in Cape May, New Jersey. There she met a Marine whom she married. She said it was the best choice she's made in her life. I would say her second best choice is getting involved in the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. Miss Merrill, as many call her, had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis for over 60 years and has also suffered a spinal cord injury. But don't tell her that those things are disabilities, because she'll tell you otherwise. The Veterans Hospital invited her to participate in her first Veterans Wheelchair Games over a decade ago. And while some were a bit worried about her, others, including a well-known couple, cheered her on.
And I went to Puerto Rico, and I didn't think I could do it,
My family didn't think I could do it. They felt that who's going to take care of you if something happens? And after being in Puerto Rico, and I could do it. I could do it. It was a start. Also, I should give credit to Sue Paterno, because she said to me, why don't you swim? I swim, and she said every day at 5 o'clock I go swimming. Why don't you try it? And I started to swim, and I could feel my legs, I could feel my arms. I owe very much to Joe and Sue Paterno, because I started to swim, and I felt wonderful, and I've been ever since.
Last week, she traveled to Tampa Bay to challenge over 600 others from ages 23 to 89 in the 33rd Annual Veterans Wheelchair Games.
If you ever get the chance, go to see those men in those wheelchairs playing rugby, playing softball, playing basketball. And we just learned that we could learn how to water ski with adaptive things. They helped us do everything. We were not. This is our bridge to the walking world, all these events. Love it.
Miss Merrill said her son Pepper, who was a football player at Wilkes University, is one of her biggest cheerleaders and her best coach, helping her get to where she is today.
And without him, I would have been able to attend these games. He's been my coach and just been so good to me with everything that I wanted to do. He's helped immeasurably.
She picks the events.
I have really
bowling, I take her to bowling alley, assist her there, try and help her bowl.
I can't complain.
Swimming, she already knows how to swim. Driving that wheelchair?
I was just...
No, she doesn't need help with that. She's good enough with that. I knew she was going to win. She always does. She doesn't. I told her if she don't win, she can't go home.
3 gold and 1 silver medal later, she still says the camaraderie is the best part.
My first event was a motorized rally where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, and awesome. It was so inspiring. And so the next thing I had was bowling, and we did very well in that. I would like to have done a little better, but I won. I guess I should be grateful for that. And then I went swimming, and I won that. So I was very, very thankful. At 89 and a half, I'm so glad that I was just to be able to attend. They're just, you can't believe it unless you're one of us. What we look for. We look forward to seeing one another. We have all different skills. We're all different nationalities. And to see what you try to do, and then when you do accomplish it, how happy we are for each other.
Next year, the games will be close to home in Philadelphia, and you better believe Miss Merrill will be there to defend her titles, and I'm pretty sure she'll get them, especially with this kind of attitude.
Oh, never quit. There's always hope, and God will help you. Just never, never, ever give up.
She is the coolest. If you would like to find out more information about the annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, you can call the VA hospital at 821-7237. Stick around, Ann Gownley is coming up next.
It's known as the Tricky Triangle, a track whose sum total equals a challenge like nowhere else.
Smoke is boiling between Bush and Johnson!
It is Pocono Raceway, where the first race was won by a king. Every race is full throttle to the photo finish.
Virtual dead heat.
And wrecks are not the end, but the start of a comeback. This is Pocono Raceway, where history is measured in right angles.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full detailed and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Welcome back to Late Edition, recapping tonight's top stories. A school bus carrying students from the Hazleton YMCA summer camp program was involved in an accident this morning on Interstate 81. Our Gary Perna has more.
It was supposed to be a fun day for over 50 kids from the Hazleton YMCA summer camp program. They loaded up on 2 school buses. They head to a swimming pool in the Pottsville area. But on the way down to Pottsville, the bus was in an accident.
Reporting a tractor trailer versus a bus with injuries, unknown how much and how many kids were on the bus initially. McAdoo units did arrive on the scene, one of their portables, and confirmed it was in Hazel Township, Luzerne County, at 140-mile marker by the Hall Bridge. Units continued in from all counties. We activated the mass casualty system through Luzerne County. They notified the regional hospitals, and we dispatched multiple units from Carbon, Schuylkill, and Luzerne County.
There were 2 school buses loaded with children from the Hazleton YMCA en route to a day of swimming down in the Pottsville area. As those vehicles proceeded south on 81, they encountered traffic, came to a slowdown due to some construction taking place in the Schuylkill County area along the interstate. As that occurred, the school bus began to slow, and the operator of a tractor trailer who was following that school bus, one of the 2 school buses, struck the rear end of that vehicle.
All the students that were participating today in the camp program were brought here to Hazleton General Hospital from the emergency scene. Even if they didn't need to be treated by EMS, they were evaluated just for precaution.
I'm happy to report that all the patients that have been brought in have been seen and treated. Those who it was appropriate to have them discharged have been discharged, and those who that it's prudent for them to continue to receive care are receiving care. We were very fortunate that we were able to bring the resources necessary to be able to provide prompt care to these patients. We not only had the emergency department officials, but the other providers on our staff, including surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, a pediatric neurologist, pediatricians, ear, nose, and throat. We had a whole host of other physicians who responded to this incident and really made a big difference today for us. Caregivers here did a great job, so we're very proud of what we did, and the patients are receiving outstanding care.
The hospital has released these numbers. From the first bus that was involved in the accident, 26 kids were checked out. 11 were seen in the emergency room. 1 camp counselor was flown to Lehigh Valley Hospital from Hazleton General. And 28 students who were on the second bus were taken to Hazleton General Hospital and placed in a staging room until their parents were notified to have them picked up. CEO of the Hazleton YMCA, Sue Farley, is grateful that every kid was accounted for and is safe.
As I said, the EMS, police, fire were wonderful, and the hospital staff was fantastic, really coordinated, got the kids in where they needed to be, separated the children who were on the second bus and were not injured or involved in the accident at all, and we were able to then release them to their parents after the proper procedure for releasing the child.
Interstate 81 South was closed for a time. It is unclear who or what caused the accident. 3 vehicles were involved, a black car, the bus, and a tractor trailer. So far, we do not know if any charges would or could be filed in this accident. Interstate 81 southbound has since reopened in Hazel Township. Reporting for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Hazleton's Illegal Immigration Relief Act is unconstitutional. That's what the Third Circuit Court of Appeals ruled today. The 72-page ruling came in about 3:30 this afternoon. It upheld its own earlier overturning of the law, saying the city has crossed into an area that is exclusively the federal government's when it tried to tackle immigration. A few years ago, the Third Circuit had upheld Judge James Munley's overturning of the law. The city can again appeal to the Supreme Court. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Scott Stuccio, who is in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Scott?
Yeah, Friday is winding down very quickly, and a little bit later on in our final weather segment of the week, find out if this weather that we had today is going to be the best of the weekend. The Late Edition will continue right after this.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy.
At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer has been voted Northeastern Pennsylvania's best craft beer selection 3 years in a row. Try Krugel's delicious sandwiches and subs, eat in or take out. Krugel's Georgetown Deli, carrying the largest and best selection of beer from around the world. Krugel's is the home of the Krugler. Fill your Krugler up in their tap system and keep your favorite beer fresh longer. Krugel's Georgetown Deli, Wilkes-Barre Township, next to the Big Cow. Check them out on the web, georgetowndeli.com.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, neighbor. Lousy weather, huh?
This is not a good time.
For it to be raining and my satellite dish to lose its signal? Man, I heard that. You mind if I watch your cable?
Look, my kid's having a sleepover.
Right. I'll just watch it on your bedroom set.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We're joined by Beth Arrow, who's going to talk to us about how she used chiropractic care during her pregnancy to help her feel great. We're also going to tell you a little bit about massage therapy. It's going to be a great show. You don't want to miss it. It's coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Summer's not over yet, but retailers are already back to school mode. And then, more than ever, electronics are rather than pencils and rulers. INN's Karen Kappel has the details.
There are plenty of summer days still ahead, but retailers are already eyeing the fall return to classrooms and to campus. While the bulk of back-to-school dollars will go towards new clothes and accessories, a survey finds more than half of families will buy electronics, bringing up about $8.4 billion in sales.
Spending on tablets and smartphones is more synonymous with back to school than ever before. Parents want to make sure that their children have the tablets and the smartphones that they need for the upcoming school year, and I think part of that is because they know that keeps their children off of their devices.
And the biggest chunk of a household's back-to-college budget, electronic devices. The National Retail Federation found overall back-to-school and back-to-college spending is expected to drop versus last year as consumers weigh spending decisions more carefully. With that in mind, retailers may price accordingly.
Many retailers will actually offer great promotions on tablets this year, and I think, for parents who are looking for a good deal, this is a great time to invest in those types of devices, maybe along the lines of the type of deals we see during the Christmas season.
2/3 of shoppers will hit discount retailers for their purchases, but nearly 4 in 10 will do shopping through online and mobile channels. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Coming up next, Beth Mensinger is back in with the second half of sports, but first, not sure what to do this weekend? Here's Crystal Harris with What's Up This Weekend.
So here's what's up this weekend. Don't forget about Hazleton's own Farmers Market, which takes place every Saturday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the parking lot at Cityscape in downtown Hazleton. Join Penn State Master Gardener Dave Orban as he discusses common landscape mistakes and how to avoid them. That seminar takes place tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Chamber of Commerce Boardroom at Cityscape in downtown Hazleton. The Hazel Park Car Club is holding a summer car cruise tomorrow at the Valley Vets Post 8161 in Cunningham. The Rain or Shine cruise takes place from 2 until 6 p.m. and will feature food and drinks, dash plaques, and entertainment by DJ Rockin' Ray. The 4th annual Buck Hill Skytop Music Festival has officially come to the area. The event kicked off today in the Pocono Mountain region. Those interested in enjoying the festival can head out to Notre Dame High School in East Stroudsburg to see the performance of Rodgers and Hammerstein's and Andrew Lloyd Webber's concert Love Changes Everything. Shows are scheduled for 2:30 and 7:30 p.m. Ticket prices for adults are $30 and $10 for children. The Holy Rosary Parish Picnic continues tomorrow from 5 until 10 p.m. on the Holy Rosary Church grounds in Hazelton. You can enjoy some delicious ethnic foods, vendors, games, booths, and tricky trays, plus entertainment by the Swing Master Polka Band from 6 until 9 p.m. tomorrow, plus entertainment by DJ Bob Sosar. You can head over to Bottlenecks in Wilkes-Barre tomorrow night to see our very own Jeff Bonomo performing with Ostrich Hat. The band hits the stage at 9 p.m. You can head out to Bar Louie at Mohegan Sun Casino in Wilkes-Barre tomorrow night to see local group Pop Rocks. That show goes from 9:30 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. Holy Door Mission Friary is host to Stories of Faith, a program series that features various speakers telling real-life stories about building faith. Sunday at 3 p.m. you can head over to the Friary in Cybersville for a discussion with Robert Bella Wilhelm on stories leading to faith. A social will follow and donations will be accepted. The Whitehaven and Vicinity Military Honor Roll Society is hosting a pig roast on Sunday at the Honor Roll on Wilkes-Barre Street in Whitehaven. The event will feature food and crafts plus entertainment by Red Hook. You can stop by between noon and 9 p.m. to take part in the festivities. For more information, call 443-8216. Eckley Miners Village is host to a 1940s weekend tomorrow and Sunday. You can experience what it was like during World War II right here practically in our own backyard. The event runs from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. both days and will feature interpretations, live music, and more. As part of this World War II weekend, a 1940s swing dance is also being held tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Freelands Public Park. That's what's up this weekend. Stay with us for more Late Edition coming up right here only on WYLN.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazelton General Hospital as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazelton, serving the greater Hazelton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazelton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
It's official. Alfonso Soriano is a Yankee. The deal sending him to New York from the Cubs was finalized this morning. Soriano is owed $24.5 million through the end of next season. The Cubs will pick up about $17.7 million of it. He will earn $18 million next season, $5 million will be paid by the Yankees. The Cubs will get a yet-to-be-determined pitching prospect. Soriano, who was in the lineup tonight, he was hitting .254 with 17 home runs and 51 RBIs this season. Comcast Sports in Philadelphia is reporting the Phillies have had recent talks with Utley's agent about a contract extension. With the trade deadline approaching, word is the Phillies are not listening to trade offers for Chase Utley. GM Ruben Amaro held a press conference yesterday but would not discuss the second baseman. The New York Giants have waived kicker David Buehler. Buehler played for the Dallas Cowboys from 2009 to 11 and was signed by the Giants in February, not playing in the NFL last season. The Kansas City Chiefs have agreed to terms on a 5-year deal with number 1 overall pick Eric Fisher. Fisher will play on the right side opposite veteran left tackle Brandon Albert. And lastly tonight, former Blue Mountain High School standout and Penn State lineman Matt Stankovich was also released earlier today by the New England Patriots. Let's check out tonight's scoreboards. In the Eastern League, Reading wins 7-2 over New Britain. International League play, Rail Riders winning 2-1 in a 20-inning game last night against Toledo. Tonight they played Louisville in more extras. They win 6-5. In the majors, Orioles shut out the Red Sox. The Phillies lose their 6th straight game. Tampa Bay is up on the Yankees by 5. That one was in the bottom of the 9th. Angels leading the A's 2-1, and it's scoreless between the Twins and the Mariners. In the National League, the Mets and the Nats split the doubleheader. Brewers trailing 8-2 to the Rockies, and the Reds and the Dodgers and the Cubs and the Giants. Both of those games 0-0, both also in the second inning. Stick around, Scott Stuccio is back after the break.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer, dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Welcome back to the late edition, everybody. Temperature statewide 60s, and we're starting to cool down quickly in some of the valleys into the low 60s and even some upper 50s already. Mount Pocono's at 59, and outside our station, we are now at 63 degrees. Pretty nice night everywhere. It is clear all over the Commonwealth right now. Here's a look at it to prove it. The cloud cover that was over the eastern county is gone. High cloudiness now starting to work its way into western Pennsylvania ahead of our next storm system, which we'll be getting here tomorrow afternoon. High temperatures in the 80s on all of these towns, Nanticoke to Pittston to Lehman. Right now the dew point's in the 50s. That's about where we're going to stop for the overnight temperatures, but some areas may stay parked right around 60. The wind light everywhere across the area. Now let's take a look at this dew point index as we go through the next couple of days. Talk about the humidity. You'll start to see it get back up higher a little bit as we go into the day tomorrow. We're going to see a front arrive, and not only is it going to get a little more uncomfortable, but showers and thunderstorms are likely, especially in the afternoon and evening. And into Sunday as that cold front crosses the area. Behind it, cooler, less humid, and also drier as we go into about Monday or Tuesday of next week. We'll prove it on the outlook here. The Wire Guys presenting us our Hazleton 7-day forecast. We have got a temperature tomorrow about 82 degrees on the mountaintops. Valley City's about 85. Showers and thunderstorms everywhere by about 2, 3 in the afternoon. They'll last into Sunday. I think we'll start out with some fog and haze on Sunday morning. Could see some rain once again during the daytime, and then it will start to cool down and clear out for Monday. Tuesday, the nice day, sunny and 73. Then it warms up as we go into the middle of the week. High temperatures about 80 degrees as we go into August. Boy, do I feel out of place up here. I don't know why, but wow, in a good way, in a very good way.
No, you fit. You fit
You
perfectly.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you, girls, and that's
happy
my
that you came back
my
and
annual
so in.
trip. Maybe we'll see you again before the summer's over with.
Hopefully.
Just lock the door on Garbacik up.
Well, we'll just keep him out. We'll just tell him that, throw the key.
Yeah, we won't say
keep
that
him
too
out
loud.
somehow.
He's been watching. He doesn't take. He doesn't take days off.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, by
actually
the way,
watching
Scott, you
right
did a great job on the 5 yesterday. Take a break, Joe. Take a break.
He'll probably give you a text in a little bit and tell you it's good. So it's all right.
Well,
But you
good.
come back and you bring the rain a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit for the weekend.
It's okay. It's all right. I guess
right.
we'll all live. But
Excused.
those temperatures are lowering down, cooling
Yeah,
off
it'll be
a little
nice
bit.
again next week too. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Well, it was good to have you back, Scott.
Good to see you. Thank you for
All right.
having me.
All right, we'll see you again. And we will see all of you back here tomorrow for late edition. Or Monday.
So I thought
See you
it was-
Monday.
No Saturday.